Continuing my story from the 8th grade, when I'm entering the 8th grade, I was moved to Adams and Crenshaw area. So I moved there back to that area, and all of a sudden we living in this little apartment, and now my brother and sister, we're all together. We're all living together, and when we all living together right there, within a couple weeks, my stepdad Jose, he finds us. So then he starts coming around all drunk. This time he's trying to get in the house. So it's like every weekend thing. We call my mom calls the cops, and then they take him, and he disappears for a while, and then he comes back. But that's the way every weekend. So me and my mom, we living right there, and that's where I started meeting all these guys all these bad guys, all these bad influence. I started meeting all these older guys. They were like probably seniors at the time. So I started meeting these guys, and we start doing things out there on the street, just being dumb. And during that time is when graffiti, taggers, that scene was around 1990s. So that was a big thing. Everybody wanted to be a graffiti artist. But we had the artists, and you had the taggers just destroying everything. And during that time, I was going to Mount Vernon, and one of my buddies that at the time that I had, he was a skater, but he became a bad guy after a while. Started getting into a lot of bad things. So all of a sudden one day, we hanging out all the time, so he's my best friend at the time. And in Mount Vernon, he starts putting graffiti all over the school, and he ends up destroying the principal's office. And I happened to be around with him hanging out, and we get kicked out of the school. Mount Vernon, we get kicked out, and that's how I started attending different schools all over LA. So then they send us to Audubon. It's a school on King and Crenshaw. So all of a sudden I started going to that school, and I have some people there that are my friends somehow, and I have some people there that are not my friends. So then they gave me the okay to be there. So I started going to that school for a while. All of a sudden, something happens, and I have a lot of people that want to kick my butt every day at school. That's all I'm gonna say. That every day. So all of a sudden, they start trying to attack me every day at that school. So one day they all rush me, trying to attack me when I'm going to school, and the police has to actually escort me out of the school and get me to safety. And that's how I stopped going to Audubon. And that school, it was another bad school. They used to actually, at that school, there was a mall called Baldwin Hills Mall down the street. So on that mall, every couple months, they used to do a big, all the kids used to get together and just rush the mall and just steal things. They used to just steal everything they wanted. Just bum rush the whole mall and just start stealing stuff. So that was like a tradition they did there all the time. That's actually one of the first malls, I believe, that had a police station inside the mall because it was that bad. So behind it, that area, Baldwin Hills Mall, behind it is the Jungles. They call it the Jungles. It's an area where in Training Day, that movie Training Day, where he goes see his kid every time. And in the movie. So that's called the jungle. This is an area very gang infested. So that's how bad that mall is, that they have to have a police station. So I continue living there in that area, moving around. Then all of a sudden, time goes by, and my stepdad keeps coming around, and all of a sudden, one day he's trying to break in the house. He's trying to break in, and I go out through the window, and I get behind him, and I hit him with like a bat, like. So I hit him upside the head, and he falls. All of a sudden, he gets up and starts rushing me. And gets me on the floor, starts hitting me. And luckily, this older guy came and got him off of me. So that's one of the things I remember living right there. Okay.